Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool A&E Model 21, and this is Kurt's telephone from Illinois. And so this is the final checkout video of this telephone, and basically we repaired Kurt's. He said it would be cool to have his original receiver cord, and it's a cloth cord. It was fraying a little bit, but we repaired up the frays, and I think he's going to be just fine with it. And a couple of other things that we did was we hybrid this telephone so Kurt wouldn't have to struggle talking to anyone on it. It has plenty of mic now and plenty of receive, and so he's got a good transmit, he's got a good receive, and he can use this telephone every day now, and there won't be any problems. And so another issue was it needed a modular line port installed so he could simply plug his line cord up. We made him about a 6.5 foot line cord. It's a cloth covered cord to match his receiver cloth cord. And so basically we had to go through the dial. If you remember on the initial checkout on this telephone, the dial was real slow and it was locking up. And so now he'll be fine with it. It runs nice and smooth and all the numbers rack off. And what we're going to be doing is doing a final checks on this telephone, and we'll go through it and we'll show you what we did, and we'll go from there. But I'm going to go ahead and ring the telephone now. Let that go a couple times. Give you some dial tone. And I also want to show you that we've got his original parts here, and basically this is the inside of the receiver, and this was broken apart, so the little windings that go over to these connection points were broken, and you could repair them, but would it work that great to begin with? And so I'm going to return all of his old parts, and that way the telephone can be, this is a part of the transmitter. That way he'll have all of his old parts, and then we have his plate for his receiver. And we also have wrapped up here his schematic inside 2 pieces of cardboard and some plastic over it, so that he can save his original schematic to this telephone that was on the inside. It was getting kind of brittle, and we didn't want it to deteriorate anymore, so we took it out, and Kurt's going to save it and do, you know, however he takes care of it, frames it or whatever, and puts it with the phone. And anyway, we'll go ahead and give you some dial tone. And we'll walk through our numbers if you watch the analyzer here. I'm going to end in a 2, and I'm going to go ahead and tap on the transmitter. And if you watch, you'll see 100% modulation every time that red light lights. So we know that it has transmit, and we know that it has receive. And we gave it plenty of receive so that you actually don't even have to hold the receiver up to your ear that close, because of the fact that we wanted it to have plenty of transmit and plenty of receive. So we'll do some checks now. We'll switch the line cord over into a regular telephone line. And when I make these cords up at both ends, I like to put a little heat shrink so that we don't get any fraying of our line cords or handset cords. And it's not uncommon. We make them all the time. We'll go ahead and call like a time and temp number. Give you some dial tone.
Good afternoon. Need service for your car today? Call any of our service departments or make an appointment online at Laufenberg.com. Today is Monday, November 14th. The time is 2:41. Current temperature 81 degrees. Now the weather forecast for the Belleville area. Mostly cloudy and breezy today. 30% chance of a shower and a thunderstorm. Highs around 70. Mostly cloudy and upper 40s tonight. Tuesday mostly cloudy. 40% chance of a shower. Highs in the low 60s.
Okay. So now let's call my number and it'll be busy. Give you some dial tone. And we'll call another number here. I just want to make sure that this is sturdy.
This is AJ. How may I help you?
Yeah, do you guys carry solder?
Solder? Yes, we do.
Oh, okay. Do you guys carry any old A&E wall telephones?
A&E wall telephones?
Yeah, like a Model 21?
I only have some wall phones. I'm not sure which ones.
Yeah, probably not by Automatic Electric though, right?
What's that?
Probably not by Automatic Electric, right?
No. We just have like VTech, like a Clarity brand.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your help. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. Okay. Well, we know they don't carry A&E telephones. We know it has transmit because I was probably a foot away from that telephone when I was talking to him. So it's, you know, you're not going to have to get right up on the spit cup here. But you know, if you're 3 or 4 inches away from it, it'll have plenty of transmit and you'll be fine. I don't know if Kurt knows that these spit cups will unscrew. And when he sent this telephone to me, he had removed the whole transmitter head. And basically, you don't really have to do this. You don't have to take that totally off, the whole front part of the transmitter. Our microphone is located right here, so we don't want to damage that. But the spit cup will unscrew. And when we pack it up to send it back to Kurt, I will take the transmitter spit cup and I will pack it. And all he'll have to do is just screw the... It doesn't have to be tight. It just has to be in place. And you just want to make sure that it's kind of back in all the way to where it goes. And so that will unscrew for packing, and that way it won't get damaged. But I want to show you the inside of this telephone now. Now these telephones are on a hinged situation, and they do come apart. So if you were to try to lift this front door here, it would come out of its hinge arrangement here. So you know that can happen, and it's not you're not going to break it. It's just the way that they're made, and they did come apart. So I'll kind of show you the inside of this telephone a little bit now, what it looks like. It looks a little different. We have our PC board here for our mic and our receive. So we have our network. Of course, we have our original bells, and then we have all of our connections for our receive and transmit and our bell connections and everything. So this telephone looks a little different than it did before. Now Kurt said he wanted to hear these bells ring, so what I'm going to do is while I have it open, I'm going to go ahead and ring his bells, and then you'll see the clapper go back and forth. I'm going to go ahead and move the line back over into the analyzer. Give that one more time. Give you some dial tone. Do it one more time. And depending on how much line voltage you have, I'll go ahead and close the telephone up now. Depending on how much line voltage you have will depend on whether or not how much when you go ahead and dial, how much tinkling of the bell that you get. That will end in a 2. We'll tap on a transmitter for transmit. You can see on the analyzer that we have that the transmitter is working. So Kurt is totally finished up here with his A&E Model 21, and it's really a great example of a telephone from the past, and it still had affiliation with the Stroger name because they have a card, a center dial ring. I showed that in the initial checkout. So it's just a really cool example of a wall phone metal. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. I think the last thing I really want to show you is I'll go ahead and unplug the line cord, and we'll turn the telephone around. I want to show you a couple things before we go here. Now we have his line port, modular line port is right here. So all he has to do is simply take his line cord and plug it right into the port, and he's ready to go. Another thing I want to show you here is the automatic electric. He still has the tag on the top. And that kind of shows you that. So it's just a really cool telephone. And Kurt's going to enjoy using this telephone, I'm sure. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to talk good and receive well for him now. And he'll be able to use it and make any kind of call he wants. He still has rotary in his area, and so he could basically use this telephone every day if he wanted to. And I think he plans on it. So that's a really cool thing to see these old telephones go back into service. And now that this has been repaired, this telephone could be around a very, very long time. It already has, but now it's back into service, and I think he's going to get a lot of use out of this telephone. Just a really cool telephone. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.